Okay, so today I'm with Michelle, who is a Dallas Fort Worth realtor. She's one of the best. I have worked with her a bunch of times, and one of my favorite things about her is she will fight to the death for the client. I remember when we were first talking about a veteran, and I said, "Hey, they're really going to need help with closing costs." Do you remember what you said to me?
No,
You said, "No problem. I'm going to get them that washer and dryer too."
that's
And you
right.
did. And you did. So, okay, a lot of people are wondering what's going on with, the Dallas area, the Fort Worth area. Have people slowed coming down there? What's going on? Are people still moving there? What's the scoop on that?
No, people are still moving here every day. More than half my clients come from out of state, and we've got plenty of inventory here. So pre-pandemic, we had about 250 people moving here every day. Now we're close to 350 people moving here every day.
Wow. Okay. So that's interesting. And that's still continuing even after the pandemic, because we saw some states where people moved there, but then it kind of petered out. So still growing. How is it being a first time home buyer? If I want to buy a house in Dallas, 3% down, are people going to laugh at my offer? Do I need cash on top? What's the deal?
No, you can put 3% down. You can be VA and put 0% down. Nobody's laughing at your offer, and we're not back to that 2021, 2022, all these over list offers anymore. We're getting like reasonable prices, great deals. In some cases, we're getting seller concessions again, which is super nice for our buyers.
Yeah. Yeah. Seller concessions are the key. So, guys, if you're thinking about buying a house, but you're like, oh, I've got enough for the down payment, or maybe your VA doing zero down, but like, I don't have closing cost money. Michelle basically just told you guys, hey, we can ask the seller for that.
I always tell my VA buyers that the goal is to get keys to a house and a check at closing, which just means that they put 0% down and then we got them seller concessions.
Yeah, and get them seller concessions, which is magical. Okay, so right now for first-time home buyers, you're seeing concessions. How quickly are the houses moving? I'm assuming it depends on the house to some extent. Are we back to a normal market? Where are we?
Depending on the city and depending on the price range, we're kind of coming back to that pre-pandemic market. Things are not plunging like they talk about in the media. We've got a pretty consistent market now. We've got 19 days on median. Um,
Okay. So if I was a buyer and I need help with closing costs, right? And I know you hate this question. Um, maybe you don't. If the house has been on the market for a week or two, would you ask?
I would absolutely ask. I do tell my buyers, and you give me the heads up when they
Yeah,
need closing
always.
costs, which is super helpful. But I tell those buyers to wait at least 7 days. If we can
Okay.
get past that 7 day mark and it hasn't gone off the market, it's much easier to ask for seller concessions. Those that have been on the market for 1 or 2 days, they're not ready to accept an offer that has seller concessions.
Right, because they still have the dream that they're going to get this number of whatever their listing agent told them they're going to get.
Or
Now,
more.
are you, yeah, or more, right? Because a lot of people think it's still 21 or 22, and there's going to be, well, really 21, these bidding wars. So if you guys weren't watching the Dallas, Fort Worth market during 21 and 20, it was insane. It was one of the toughest markets in the United States to buy a house, for sure. Okay, so are you seeing housing prices? Are you seeing a crash? Do you think you have too much inventory?
No, we absolutely don't have too much inventory with 19 days on market. Houses are still going within a few weeks. They're just not going within a few hours.
Got it. And then do you have any tips for people who are thinking of maybe relocating to, the Dallas Fort Worth area? I'm going to let you think about it for a second. And I'm going to say the number one thing is, guys, you got to make sure you're working with a real estate agent that is positive and proactive, because I hear from too many agents in your market, Michelle, like, because, people will come with an agent and they're like, there's no house. What? There's no houses. There's too much competition. And you basically just said that's all bullshit.
It is all bullshit. It, that's all it is, right? I would say if you're coming to the market, work with an agent who also does virtual tours. So more than 50% of my clients are coming to the market from other states, and they may find a house that they love online before they get here. And I'm more than happy to do virtual tours with them. And if they find a house that they love, we can go under contract before they get here. Texas has a beautiful thing called an option period where you can put money down, you can get your offer accepted, you can do 5 to 7 days, and then if you need to, you can fly out here and see the home before moving past option. And then if you don't love the home, you just lose your option money, which is typically about $500, and you can move forward.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it because there is so, I feel like I'm always nervous when I have buyers because like, I've got people moving all around the United States. And if they're like, well, I found a house, but I need to fly out there to see it before I write an offer. And I'm always like, it could go, that house isn't going to be there.
And maybe they don't accept the offer that you want them to accept and to your terms. And so you flew out here and then they don't accept your terms and then you flew out here for nothing. So I think it's definitely worth it to do a virtual tours before you get here.
Okay, we definitely need to do a video about a virtual tour because I know that a lot of people ask their agents to do that and they won't do it or they do it like a week later, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
So, look, I appreciate the update for everyone. This was August 2023. Sounds like it's a great time to be a buyer in Dallas. Is that a fair assessment?
Great time to be a buyer. We are back to leveled out playing field.
Okay. And then, guys, if you're thinking about that area, reach out to Michelle. I'll have her phone number. She is wonderful to work with. I have seen her negotiate some deals where I've literally been like, oh my God, that was impressive. You are a negotiator. Like, kudos. So, thank you for coming on and updating.
You're so welcome. I love doing it.
Okay. Well, we'll talk soon and we're going to end this recording. Maybe.